Graphing using a table. This works for any function at all. Not just, today we're focusing on linear functions, but it doesn't just work for linear. If you have, quadratics or constants, any type of function, this works for graphing. Okay, so basically what we have is y equals 3x minus 2. We're going to find the y value when x is any given value. So you can put in various values for x. Doesn't matter which ones. I'm going to start with -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now what we're doing is, if you recall, when you had a function like f of x equals 3x minus 2, if you had to find f of -2, that meant you did 3 times -2 minus 2, or -6 minus 2, which is -8. That is your y value. Okay, that's what we're doing, is evaluating this function. Do you have to write this out every time? No. Think, okay, if x is -1, that means I do 3 times -1 minus 2, or -3 minus 2, which is -5. If x is 0, 3 times 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2 is -2. If we put in 1, 3 times 1 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. And then if we put in 2, 3 times 2 minus 2, 6 minus 2 is 4. And then this gives you different points. -2, -8. So -2, that's 5, 6, 7. -8 would be like down here. -1, -5. So -1, -5. 0, -2. 1, 1. And 2, 4. So there are connect the points and you have your line. Okay? So now, or this note in red, when the x coefficient is a fraction, select a number from the domain that is a multiple of the denominator. Okay, if you remember your domain, that is your input, or in these cases, your x values. Okay, so that is a multiple of the denominator. So what that means is this is 2. So what I'm going to do is choose 0 and then multiples of 2. So 2 times 1, 2 times 2. So then when we plug in, it's a little easier. If you have 0, -1/2 times 0 is 0, and then plus the 2 would be 2. So if we have -1/2 times 2, that's simple because those cancel, right? We're reduced to 1/1, so that's -1 plus 2 is 1. And then if we plug in 4, -1/2 times 4, well, what is half of 4? Yeah, -2 plus 2 is 0. So there are your points. 0, 2, 2, 1, and 4, 0. So that's what our line looks like. Okay. One more with a fraction. You have y equals 1/3 x plus 1. So I'm going to start with 0, because that's the easiest one, and then multiples of 3. 3 times 1, 3 times 2. I'm just going to stick with 3 points. So now 1/3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 1/3 times 3, so a third of 3. You reduce that, you get 1, plus 1 is 2. And then a third of 6, 3 goes into 6 twice, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So there are points 0, 1, 3, 2, and 4, 5, 6, 3. So there are your points, and that's what your graph looks like. And there you go. That's how to graph using a table. So go ahead. The next slide is some u-tries. So try these with 2/5 x. Make sure your x values are multiples of 5. Okay, and then -x minus 3. Put in values for x and do your table and go ahead and graph it. And that's it.